A Russian ballerina, stomping on a bureaucrat. A perky suburban housewife who just got into scat. It's whimsically volatile.
I don't hear myself. Now I do, darling. I certainly hear myself.
Yes, darling.
Yeah, there we go, darling. Okay.
Okay, good. Yes, you speak very clearly so the commoners can understand what you're saying.
Yes, darling. This is a message for all the commoners out there. Are you common? Are you creative, ominous, mordant, morbid, onerous, and neutered?
Yes. That about sums us all up, I believe.
Do you love to spell words?
Yeah, you're very good at that.
Thank you.
Acronym. You're an acronym machine.
I'm the acronymicon.
Oh,
come on. Do you like that?
Acronymicon.
Wait. Kensington Wilfordshire Theatre presents the complex multi-talents of the acronymicon.
Acronymicon.
Yes. And when we say acronymicon, darling, of course, we spell it A. No, I'm just kidding.
Absolute creative.
A rambunctious.
Reductive. Oh, what?
Reductive. A little bit of Madge put in there.
Yes, a little touch of Madge. She's very inspiring, and I think she should influence every aspect of your life.
Well, do you know that the Madonna, truthfully speaking, the Madonna influences every aspect of my life.
Really? How so? The Madonna or just Madonna?
Well, both.
Okay.
No, seriously. So love is going to lift us up.
I'm ready to hear seriousness.
Okay, so seriousness. So this is volatile.
Okay.
I want to do 2 poems to start us off this week.
Sure.
Or this day, whatever the date is. Is it Thursday? Is it Tuesday? Who the hell knows?
Who knows?
Who cares?
Spiritually, it's whatever day you want it to be.
Every day for me is Good Friday. And every day for you is Wonderful Sunday. Yeah. So I'm his girl Friday, you're my gal Sunday.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Sure, absolutely.
Because you're all about resurrection.
Yes.
And I'm all about crucifixion. Okay. That's whimsically, and that's that's whimsical. Crucifixion is very whimsical these days.
It kind of is.
It's a figure of speech.
Yeah.
But resurrection is incredibly volatile. Because that which rises from the ashes takes its just desserts.
Very true in the Twitter sphere.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. So anyways, I want to start off with 2 poems. One is a sacred poem. The other is a profane. Okay. So one you might know, Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus, benedicta... Oh, shit, I fucked it up already. Hold on, let me try it again. Okay, so Ave Maria, gratia plena, Dominus tecum, benedicta tu in mulieribus, et benedictus fructus ventris tui, Sancta Maria, Mater Dei, ora pro nobis peccatoribus, nunc et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen. Do you know what that was?
Well, I
the
know
Hail Mary.
Oh, I did not know that.
Ave
Maria,
Mary.
I'm familiar with, but I know the song. So,
Ave Maria. But my favorite part: ora pro nobis peccatoribus.
Now, what's that mean?
Pray for our sins.
Oh, that's nice.
Nunc, now, and in the hour of our death, et in hora mortis nostrae. Amen.
So, is that Latin?
That is sure as hell Latin.
Straight up Latin.
Straight up Latin. That's the King's Latin.
That's the good stuff.
That's Il Papa. That's Il Papa, the Pope's Latin. And so, and whimsical is funny because in Latin, the V is a W sound. So if I say Timeo baculum wilici, that means I'm afraid of the overseer's stick.
Oh, okay.
The janitorist, the janitor, way back then, he had a stick, girl.
So people were afraid of the janitor.
Oh, they sure were. But they were afraid of his baculum.
What's his baculum?
His stick.
Oh, I see. All comes back to the stick.
His baculus.
Doesn't it always come back to the stick?
I think it always does. Who is the JW man that said speak? What did he say? John Wayne said what? Speak softly,
carry a big stick.
Was
that John Wayne? I guess so.
I believe that was.
That works with John Wayne. Anyway,
it does,
the legend of Big Leggy.
Well, JW. Isn't that... Oh, JC. Sorry. I was thinking Jesus Christ.
Right. It's easy to confuse the two.
Isn't it? Okay, so the more profane, I would call it sacred to myself, though. It's a Russian poem. It's by Anna Akhmatova. I said Akhmatova, but that's not really it. It's Akhmatova. The X sound in Russian is almost like it's somewhere between the English H and the German CH.
Oh, okay.
It's not quite a l'chaim, but it's more of like a Akhmat. See, I'm not really doing it correctly. It's Akhmatova.
But you're doing a decent approximation.
I'm doing a decent approximation because I am, of course, a linguist.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. I'll do it very quickly because the listeners at home, if they're not Russian, they will not understand, but I'll provide a translation right after the fact.
That's fair.
Here we go. Okay. Я пью за разоренный дом, за злую жизнь мою, за одиночество вдвоем, и за тебя я пью, за ложь меня предавших губ, за мертвый холод глаз, за то, что мир жесток и груб, за то, что Бог не спас. Isn't that pretty?
It's very pretty lilting. Well, what's the translation?
Well, it's called последний тост. The last toast.
Oh, okay. I thought I was going to guess basil toast. Which...
You dastardly criminal.
Well, we just had Thai food, so maybe I'm in that mindset still.
We did enjoy extremely delicious Thai food.
Delicioso, yes.
Muy delicioso.
Oh.
Muy peligroso. Okay, so it means The Last Toast by Anna Akhmatova, who was one of the acmeist poets of the 20th century in Russia.
What's acmeist?
I don't know, but we'll look it up later. And so she said, this is the last toast. I drink to our ruined house, to the pain of my life, to our loneliness together. Okay.
So it's kind of not resigned, but it's appreciative of the little ups and downs in life.
I would say certainly so. In fact, she was a very dark soul, but the Russian soul always has two feces.
Of course.
Yes.
Just like the mirror has two feces.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what was once dark in the 50s comes back in the 90s in a different tone.
Just like apparel. Yes. It always comes back.
It always comes back in head to toe black. Never goes out of style.
That's true.
Yes. But anyways.
Head to toe teal
I digest.
Does go in and out of style, though.
What does?
Teal, head to toe teal.
Head to toe teal and head to toe orange.
Head
to toe orange dips in and out quite frequently.
Quick dips.
Well, quick dips and long strays.
Do you remember the mustard color that was big with the Gap at some point in the 90s?
No.
They had this whole strange range of colors, which there was like a mustard thing. There was a lot of mustard turtlenecks around. It was a very odd time.
Mustard turtlenecks?
Yeah, mustard turtlenecks. I'm trying to remember what era that was. So it was sometime in the 90s. It was not a great time for looks.
90s was a colorful time.
Yeah.
And the 90s was a neon time. And neon is a hard wheelhouse to throw yourself into.
I do enjoy the neon looks of the 80s, the fluorescence and all that.
Oh, no, I'm thinking fluorescence. You're right.
Okay, yeah.
Fluorescence was 80s, late 80s and into 90s?
Well, yeah, there was that spillover between, because decades don't really start when they start, right?
They sure don't. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking Kelly Kapowski.
Who's Kelly Kapowski?
She was in, that's Tiffany Amber Thiessen in Saved by the Bell.
Oh, all right. And by the way, the noise you're hearing in the background is our personal landscaper.
Yes, darling. So when you do a podcast,
yes,
you have to do it on an estate.
Of course, darling. It's simply.
Now, Craig, is that the Zamboni or is that the lawnmower man?
No, it's quite interesting you bring that up. I think the Zamboni is just finishing its rounds, and then the landscaper is doing his first sort of little brush up of the shrubs and the other unmentionables.
Well, that's all well and good, darling, but I want to go in the ice right now.
Well, I know, like as I said, the Zamboni I think has finished his rounds, and if not, we'll have him fired, darling.
Okay, yes, fire him at once. So when I say at once, I say at once.
Yes, well, anyone with any kind of upbringing would. Yes.
The blood runs blue, Craig, don't you forget.
That's right, don't let them see or bleed.
But wait, let me digress back. So, to lying lips that have betrayed us, to dead, cold, pitiless eyes, and to the harsh realities. Number one, that the world is brutal and coarse, and to the fact that God has not saved us.
And toasting to that.
Yeah, Anna Akhmatova. So chin chin, darling. How about it?
Yes.
Yeah,
cheers.
Chin chin. Clinky.
Clinky.
I'm gonna order. Yeah, I'm gonna order myself a
Order
nice
the servants
Diet Coke.
to open you up some more of that delicious beverage.
Oh, darling, please come here.
Thank you, Alfred.
Oh, that's delicious.
Now,
What is that?
last week,
a bit of grenadine in there?
Oh, yes, that's what makes it special.
Shirley Temple.
That's right. Can Shirley Temple is the latest rage.
I love speaking like this with you.
I'm enjoying it myself,
Well, your voice is like, literally, I can't believe it's not butter.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're the Fabio of radio hosts.
Ooh, I like that.
We're not on the radio per se.
Well, but close enough.
But your voice is like the Fabio of radio
Well, I
voices.
appreciate that.
Can I tell you that I've been working on my straight man voice?
Oh, yeah, let's hear it.
Excuse me, lady. I'd like to politely encourage you to be aware of the following facts. That I couldn't help but notice your very ample and delightfully looking bosoms perched preciously in that brassiere. And by the way, may I also ask, if it's not too much trouble, did you purchase that brassiere at Bloomingdale's?
That sounds very passable.
Is that really good?
I think that's good. I think you could walk up to any lady and they would be like, "Oh, well, hello, Mr. Straight Man."
Yes, darling. And then I also want to say this to the
Excuse me, woman. I just want to know.
no, hold on. Let me try that again. It's hard though. It's
No,
hard.
sure, yeah.
It's because it's hard to really tap into my extremely virile masculinity. It's a
That's
never
not
ending.
true. That's not true. Didn't you tap into some of that this last weekend?
You need to hold on.
All right, I'm
You need to hold.
champing
You're
at the bit, darling.
You're chomping at my bits and wiggles and bits and kibbles. Okay, so hold on.
Woman, I would like to politely encourage you to be aware of the following fact. I have your safety and health at heart.
Oh, well,
Is that good?
That's pretty good. That's
Okay.
pretty good.
Okay. Do you think it's
Hey, woman, or hey, lady.
you think woman's better?
If you're gonna do it, hey woman, I think.
Okay, good. So
Hey lady, I
Hey,
don't know.
lady.
It's sort of not seems derisory
it's a
for
little
some reason.
unsavory, don't you
Yeah.
think? Because why would I assume that a woman is a lady?
Well, that's true.
'Cause the lady could be a tramp. The right stuff. Okay. So I noticed you have a crystalline candle on the table that
Yes.
says hope.
Well, yes, that was actually given to me, darling.
Oh, darling,
Yes.
who gave it to you?
My friend Kieran lives across the hall. In the estate, of course. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, he gave that to me because he noticed I have a fondness for actually a kind of candle that I'm having trouble finding lately. Bergamot blossom.
Bergamot,
Yeah.
like Earl Grey.
Yes, indeed. It's a delightful candle. You can find it at all fine Targets, except they only seem to have the 3-ounce variety available at the moment, and they were clear out of it the last time I was there. So,
Could you find it at Yankee Candle?
perhaps I have not explored Yankee candle.
It's Yankee.
Yeah, no, exactly. Not the pedestrian Yankee candle.
Oh, Yankee. We don't say Yankee.
No.
We always say Yankee.
Yankee.
Yankee,
Yeah.
darling. Well, I want to teach you a Russian word.
Okay, what's that?
The word of the day is hope.
Okay.
And you say it's 3 syllables. Nad,
Nad,
yezh,
Yizh,
da.
Da,
Nadezhda.
Nadezhda.
Perfect. Nadezhda.
Nadezhda.
And you say, and so Nadezhda Mandelstam was a poet and a writer, and she wrote an autobiography called Hope Against Hope
Huh.
in the 20th century, and she was fabulous.
That's good. Using the name as part of the title.
Hope Against Hope. It's
Yeah.
fabulous.
Yeah.
Nadezhda. We say Nadia. That's her nickname. Nadia.
Oh, I see.
Nadia.
Mhm.
Yeah.
How do you say hope again? Just give me to me one more time.
Nadezhda.
Nadezhda. Okay.
Nadezhda. Okay. So I also want to teach you one more thing.
Sure.
Ow! have you ever looked in the mirror and said, "Ow"?
Oh no. Sometimes I just go, ooh.
Ooh, how could it be so smooth?
Oh yeah.
I had sex. Wait, okay. Not to get off track, but I would like to let the listeners at home know the following 3 things. Number 1, that I'm a fag. I'm fun and generous. Number 2, that I'm a dyke. I'm distinguished, intelligent, knowledgeable expert of myself.
Yes.
Number 3, tag, you're it. Talented and gifted, innovative and technical. That's you, Craig.
Why? Oh, I'm rendered almost speechless. Not quite speechless, but that's
Pretty
fabulous.
damn close.
Pretty damn close, woman.
Woman, lady.
Woman, I'm
Hey,
I'm
Craig,
speechless right
do
now,
you think
woman.
we could go out and palpate some bony landmarks tomorrow?
There you go.
Yeah, I was trying to do
That's the
yeah.
man we've been looking for, darling.
Yes, darling, keep that up, and you'll have the ladies falling off your arms in no time at all.
That's right,
They'll be
darling.
dripping off you like jewelry.
Dribbling and dribbling and drooling and drubbling. La 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 la.
So sex.
Sex. I love sex. Sensual explorations of exquisite feelings.
I need to have a gong sound effect, I think, after that. Yeah.
Your country breakfast is ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I want to say I am not going to air out my dirty laundry, although I have no shame.
Sure.
I have no shame. I also have no fear, but we're going to talk about shame and fear a little later.
Yeah, because we talked about hope.
We talked about hope.
Now we're going to talk about shame and fear.
Let's talk about shame. I have none. Moving on. How about fear? None. Moving on. Let's talk about sex.
You're having some.
I'm having some sex, darling.
It's good because the last time we talked, you were in the tail end of a dry spell.
Tail end of a dry spell. And to be honest, looking back, I was a little bit angry. I was a little bit angry because my head is clearing up, and I'm being truthful and sincere right now.
Yeah.
I realize that we shift tones a lot in this podcast, and that's a lot for people to handle. We switch subjects on a dime.
That's true.
But people, follow along or don't follow along. I literally don't give a fuck. But what I do give a fuck about is happiness.
Yeah.
I really do. And I'm not an extremely happy person, it turns out, but I'm an extremely bright person.
Yes.
However, when I put down all the substances that I was shoveling into my gullet,
Yeah.
I realized that there was some anger in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was also a little bit of darkness.
What was the net effect on those feelings, on those emotions? Would it enhance or highlight the negative stuff and stuff down the happiness, or would it just sort of flatten everything?
Say that one more time. I'm so sorry.
And maybe it's too the lugubrious of a question.
No. It's not lugubrious. I was just distracted by my phone.
Say
it again.
So your head is clearing up, and you're feeling more of the spectrum of emotions.
Yes.
Which is good. I mean, we all have to feel up and down.
Yeah, I think that it's less of a spectrum of emotion and more of a volatile swirl or a maelstrom of energetic flow.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, and we're gonna have an expert on energetic flow on the show very soon, and that's I hope she comes to talk to us. That's Kate O'Donnell. She's a yoga master, but I'm no stranger to the yoga.
Yeah.
And the yoga is all about energetic flow.
Okay.
So the body, though, is a vessel for energetic flow. Mm-hmm. And the insides of your body, what I found is that like anger is an energy.
Sure.
Hate is a vibration.
Okay.
Anger is an energy. Hate is a vibration, though.
So what's the difference between that?
Well, you have hate is a vibration that's ruled by fear.
Ah, okay.
Right. And it's this, it's a frenetic, but it's a low vibrational tone.
It's not very productive.
Well, I'm going to fight you on that one. Pun intended.
Ooh.
Because hate propels.
I see. Yeah.
It propels, it boosts, it thwacks, it thwarps, it sort of warps, it distends, and it ricochets. But also hate boomerangs.
Oh, that's true.
Hate is a boomerang, and too easy, like they say in Australia. When you're shown a lot in domestic violence, it's when you boomerang an energy out there, when you push hate into the atmosphere, guess what happens?
Comes right back at you.
It comes right back at you because it's a metaphor. The fallacy of karma is that, well, in a real sense, when you put hate out into the atmosphere, you get in trouble, darling. But when you experience and nurture the seeds of hate, guess what happens? Vines grow in your brain.
Right.
So there's this. I'm really fond of the following expression, which is incredibly wise. It's that resentment and malicious thoughts and revenge. It's like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die.
Ah, yes.
Isn't that fabulous?
It is good.
But that's true.
It is. And it's also tied into the thing of what you put out into the universe comes back at you.
Yeah.
And what you focus on is what you will.
What you focus on is what you are.
Yeah.
What you focus on is what you are. So when I went to rehab, I had to sort of, I had to locate and identify and then sort of try to manage these different voices in my head. One of them was this one. Hey, Craig, I see what you're wearing. And guess what? I don't like it. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I was talking to myself.
Sure.
And I call it Hannibal Lectern.
Because he's at a podium.
And he's reading, darling.
Yes.
He's reading he's reading the crowd, the riot act. So I had to get it out. I circled the basketball hoop and I said, why so bored? Instead of why so serious? Because I was just bored in rehab.
Sure.
I loved the gentlemen in rehab.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I loved them. And I'm telling you, I didn't fuck them.
Well, of course.
Unfortunately. Well, let's not say of course, darling.
Well, because I wanted to say, I wanted to imply that you were...
chaste.
Well, chaste and also...
well-behaved.
That and adhering to all the rules of a rehab, because that's a big no-no.
Yes, I fucking was. Thank you very much, Barbara. Please bring me the facts, because yes, I was. I took it very seriously. I paid quite a bit of money to go there voluntarily.
To, by the way, Surprise, which I forgot was the town that it was located in.
Surprise.
Surprise.
it was in Surprise, Arizona, and we went scorpion hunting.
Mm-hmm. But do you love the people there? So
They're
because that could be a challenge, right? When people go to a facility like that, you're in such a raw emotional state. If you're having trouble connecting with people,
Yeah, you have to do it, and with no phone.
Yeah.
That was the biggest thing. The hiatus from social media and from the internet in general,
Right.
was the most shocking twist of fate.
Uh-huh.
It was almost like I went there for stimulant addiction, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I heard the words in my head from season 7. Have you ever considered that you're addicted to anxiety?
Oh, right.
And guess what, bitches? Rue was right. I love fear.
Mm-hmm.
But unfortunately, what happened with my nervous system is that it was blown out and I had a cardiac event. You know, you can call it a broken heart. I prefer not to.
Sure.
Because to me, it was a cardiac event.
It's a more clinical, it's less emotional.
Well, it was a stress heart attack. It was a stress heart event.
Sure.
I have high blood pressure. I have a familial tremor now.
Uh-huh.
Or I had a familial tremor, but I have I used to treat my anxiety, my performance anxiety with speed.
Yeah.
Because I have a need for speed. I'm Keanu Reeves. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that, but you did look familiar for so long.
Well,
and
thank you so much.
Yeah.
Are you Sandy Bullock?
Sometimes, usually on weekends, occasionally on Tuesdays.
Is there a bomb on the bus or in my butt?
Oof. Well, we'll find out later, I guess.
Okay, stay tuned. So I was addicted to anxiety, and I am not afraid of fear. Mm-hmm. Because like the Borg Queen, or in Star Trek, I think they said resistance is futile. And the only thing that you have to fear is fear itself. Mm-hmm. But the medium is also the message. So this is a circular argument that's going nowhere. However,
well, wait. So, but when you say you're addicted to fear and anxiety, is that because? Well, my thought on that always is that when I lapse into anxiety, it's a way to keep yourself busy and not think about other things.
Oh, see, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Really?
No.
Okay.
That's
why I was asking. So I was curious as to what it was.
I just love feeling afraid.
Oh, okay.
I'm addicted to the jolt. I love to chase fear.
Well, it's just like, so Warren Zevon has this song about, I think it's about substance abuse, but one of the lines is, I'd rather feel bad than not feel anything at all. Does that have anything to do with it?
I think so, but I'm a feeler. So I feel, so when I took the substances away, I was like, why is no one ready? I was like, where is everybody? I want stimulation now.
Yeah.
Like Carrie Fisher talked about, instant gratification takes way too long.
Yeah.
And I'm a quick mover.
Yeah.
So I would bounce and bounce and bounce on the trampoline, and then I'd go play basketball, then I'd go learn golf, and then I would go, I read the Spanish dictionary, I read the 20 treasures of the Russian Icon Museum, I read this, I read that, I read the Mother Black Hollywood. So there's just lots of stuff going on, but when you take away the internet, what happens is your brain has to recalibrate. The patterned grooves in the mental processes have to restructure. So all these habits, all these things, and so what I developed doing was a really crude and unsophisticated method of self-hypnotizing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
1, 2, 3. It's a deep breath, but it's a sharp breath. It's almost like you're having an inhaler.
Okay.
It's not that. It's not that. But it's like a. You do a click, a guttural pop, and then almost like you're taking a drag of something, but it's just good old fashioned clean earth air.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I came back to life.
Okay.
It was almost like a witch's spell on myself. And I was like, I was looking around, and I noticed that after many days, the hummingbirds would come for me.
They would come for you.
Yeah, no, I'm serious.
Yeah.
There was a hummingbird fight in between my legs. I'm not joking.
No, I'm not doubting.
And so I realized that this is now my spirit animal.
I see.
Yeah, so I would hum, and I vibrate at a really high energy.
Yeah.
So, and those motherfuckers do too.
But when you were focusing on the anger stuff, you would never see them.
No. I would just be in the dark alone doing this voice. Like, hey, Senator, love the suit. Did my Hannibal Lecter voice, which I think I technically stole from Sharon Needles.
Well,
Sort of, kind of. Definitely kind of, sort of.
Well,
definitely kind of, sort of.
Give credit where credit's...
Well, yeah. Sharon Needles is one of my favorite drag queens. Sharon Needles of season 4 RuPaul's Drag Race fame, of course.
Yes,
I'm
of
talking
course.
About, yes, because there are many Sharon Needles.
Oh, there are.
Because sharing is caring.
That's right.
And needles
That's
are
true.
needles.
That's right.
Yeah. So, Craig, I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
Do you think I'm beautiful?
Of course I do.
How would you describe my beard?
Very masculine.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hold on.
Thank you, Craig.
Yes.
I just want you to know that I grew this beard myself.
There's no assistance from anyone else? Or
No assistance at all. In fact, my name is Guy Manley, and I'm here to tell you that my partner in crime's name is Harry Strong. And together, we are men, and we mean business.
There was a guitarist, a metal guitarist in the 80s called Guy Man Dude.
Okay, shut. You're lying. You're a liar and a lecherous cretin.
It's a very true statement. It's a very
You're
true
a liar
thing. Look
and
them
a
up,
lecherous
listeners.
cretin.
Yeah.
I would like to play the game Two Truths and a Lie.
Okay.
Okay, number 1. I can't think of anything. Let's move on.
That's a relief because I couldn't think of anything
Okay,
either.
I don't
immediately
like
went
to
into,
lie.
Yeah.
Because I'm so versed in the English language that I can twist and turn anything into the truth.
Well, it's a bit of a spin.
Well, I'm a spin
thing.
doctor and I'm also a flip-flopper.
And quite a rhymer as well. Right, ladies and gentlemen?
Yes, everybody out there concur.
Yes, round of applause. Thanks.
They go, oh, fish and chips, darling. So, long story short, too late. One by one, they all arrived. I feel like I'm happy today.
Yeah, your energy is very up.
Yeah, I'm up, but I'm also a little bit. I'm trying to locate my chill
Okay.
because I have no chill.
Yeah, you have trouble with that. You have trouble just sort of calming down.
Oh, I cannot calm down.
Yeah.
And I'm not interested in taking prescription drugs, darling.
Is calming down all that necessary?
Well, when you have an excess of energetic flow, absolutely it is. You
Yeah.
have to coordinate and you have to coordinate the energetic flow in your body. Otherwise, you will be annoying
Gotcha. I see what you mean. Yeah.
or dangerous.
That's true. To
Sometimes-
yourself and others.
Yes. Talk to your doctor if coordination of energetic flow is right for you. But a lot of the ways we can do that is through physical discipline. D is not just a 4-letter word. It's just one letter. That doesn't make any sense. But so discipline
Yeah.
is probably my favorite word in the English language at this current time.
Really? Now, when did it become your...
Well, when I heard the song Feedback by Janet Jackson.
Okay, now I'm not that familiar with it, so...
Okay, well, Feedback by Janet Jackson is off the album called Discipline.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
there
discipline comes from disciplus or disciple or student from the Latin.
you go. Yeah.
And hello, discipuli, which is hello, students. To be a disciple of something, to study it, I'm a disciple of many things. And mostly energetic processes and movement strategies. Like karate do, like yoga,
Yeah.
like gymnastica,
Sure.
like...
All of which informs your stage performances.
Yeah. But now I'm getting more seriously back into them, which means that I'm interested in technique, function, form, and physiology.
Well, in all of the practices that you mentioned, you have to adhere again.
Yes,
to
darling, yes.
very strict disciplines.
Well, they're strict, and dance
Because otherwise, I just want to finish. Because otherwise, you don't achieve anything in the. It's like learning an instrument or learning how to program anything.
exactly. There's no payoff.
Right.
But unfortunately and fortunately, the medium is also the message. Do or do not.
Okay.
Do or do not. There is
Yeah.
no try.
Right.
You just do. And so when you have no shame in your game, that means that basketball is fun.
And no fear in your rear.
That means that anal sex is for you. No fear in your rear. That means you can back that ass up.
That's right. With no hesitation.
I do want to talk. Now, I want to address some previous made comments by myself.
Sure, please.
But babies don't live.
Yes.
This is a joke.
Of course.
Okay. But in yoga, we say, is a yoke.
Is that yoga speak?
This is yoga speak. I also, that's yoga speak too.
That sounded yoga-ish.
Well,
Yeah.
that's Sri K. Patabi Joyce, the founder of Ashtanga Yoga.
Oh, is he the guy that... Wait, what's the guy?
Well, he said, you do. And this is not cultural appropriation. This is an imitation of a yoga master's accent. Okay, he's a modern yoga master. He was a guru. And he is one of my favorite people in the world, although I've never, ever, 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 ever met him.
This is not the guy who was profiled at 60 Minutes who was arrested for sexual misconduct.
No,
All right. Who is that?
No.
Who is that?
That could have been I'm not sure. I could have been John Friend of Anusara Yoga. I could have been anybody.
He was a yoga master type. Like he had
Bikram?
created. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bikram Chuduri or something like that. Yeah. Well, here's the thing about a guru. One day Guru Nam. So if a guru is a person that is a talented person.
Yeah.
And they're a teacher.
Sure.
And they have a lot of knowledge and they have a lot of energy.
Right.
And people are drawn to this energy because they want to know what to do.
Right.
Tell me what to do, Guru. They say, Guruji, what do we do? They all listen to Guruji.
Yeah.
And he says, you do. And he says, practice, all is coming. That's Guruji, Pattabhi Jois, the founder of Ashtanga Yoga. I am a amateur practitioner of Ashtanga Yoga, which means that I've done Mysore style practice, which is it's a very disciplined daily practice early in the morning within a yoga community, with no talking. And it's not the type of yoga that many people are familiar with, where it's like, feel the space within your legs and raise your arms towards the heavens. Feel the light of the universe expand within your body. Now that's all well and good.
Sure.
Great, but it's not for me. And for Ashtanga yoga people, discipline and rigorous study is the key to physical transformation and also mental transformation and spiritual transcendence. Okay. And it's a combination of drishti, which means looking, eyesight, pranayama, which is breathing, and posture.
Okay.
And that means your body makes a shape.
Yeah.
Your breath is the container for that shape. Your breath, it flies through the shape, and your eyes have a laser focus.
Okay.
Okay. And that's pretty much all it is. You're just making shapes of the body in order to provide a different shaped container for the soul. And you do it every day, except you take a little bit of a break every once in a while.
Yeah.
Like on the moon days, you get a full new moon.
Moon days being
full moon, new moon.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So like twice a month or something like that,
Sure.
or 4 times. I don't even know. But it's a great thing, and it's fun and it's flirty and it's wonderful and it's impressive and it's awesome. It's also very difficult.
Well, yeah, that's why you have to adhere to the.
You have to adhere. Adhesion to the rigorous curricula.
Yeah.
But discipline is not just required in Ashtanga Yoga. Discipline is required for excellence in anything.
Yeah.
You want to be good at something? You better get that discipline.
Yeah.
How do you get that discipline, Craig?
Well, I think you have to listen to your inner thoughts about when you think, I should be doing this. And if you're thinking, I should go back and make sure that edit is right, or I should make sure that the levels are, I'm talking about just now audio stuff, I guess.
Yeah.
Or I should make sure that I'll watch that again and make sure that all the joins in this, if it's a visual thing, are okay and there's no jumps or anything like that. It's that feeling of, I better make sure. That's what I think of it as.
Well, it's combing the sand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And being obsessive about detail, but not in a.
I would change that word though. I would say not being obsessive. I would say being rigorous.
That's a better word. That's because I was about to qualify it, saying not in a bad way, but that's what rigorous is. Rigorous is the term for good level of obsession.
Yeah, it's an attention to detail, and it's also
it's commitment to quality as well.
Commitment to quality.
That's, I think, the essence of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Gentleman's Quarterly.
Yes,
darling.
Oh, commitment to quality. Yes, I subscribe.
And it's funny that I feel like with discipline, we're so quick in this day and age to write it off as obsessive and compulsive.
Well, also because punishment has been sort of lumped in with discipline. So has the child been disciplined? So therefore, it takes on this other connotation.
I love discipline. I also love pain.
Really?
I do.
In the service of achieving something, or just in general?
Yes. I'm not afraid of discomfort. But discomfort and pain are two very different phenomena.
Sure.
That a lot of people who are weak, lazy, and a little bit afraid are not able to locate the borders between those three things. So if we say that something like, if I'm trying to be a gymnastics person, if I'm trying to be a gymnast, discomfort is my middle name. In fact, pain is my last name. My first name, who cares? Right?
No one's interested.
Nobody's interested, darling. What are your knees doing in that, in that double laid out somersault? Are they flexed? Are they straight? So, it's like if you want to be good at something, you better be able to experience some discomfort
and know how to work through it.
Yeah, exactly.
To get to the other side, or at least live with it. It's just similar to, say, like a social anxiety fueled day at a party or something like that. Some people flee and others just say, okay, I'm not comfortable, but I'm not comfortable. That's
right. Or I learned that there's another F word. There's that fight, there's that flight, and then there's the freeze.
Oh yeah, freezing.
But I'm not a freezer. I'm a frantic frolicker. I like to frolic in the pain.
Yeah.
Because I like to say, okay, what is this sensation? And then I'm like, okay, I could run, which I'm very good at. I'm the Forrest Gramps of fear. I could run from my pain. But I realized it wasn't necessarily about running from pain. It was running from boredom. God, everything's so boring.
So it's more important to run from boredom.
Well, it's drop into the boredom and then just be.
Oh, okay.
Because once you stop and look and listen inside, oh my God, that is some fascinating shit.
And this is when you had to recalibrate.
Yeah, I had to meditate. I had to pray. So the essence of meditation is there's so many schools of thought on the techniques of meditation, because there are schools of Buddhist meditation, Mahayana, Theravada, all this stuff. There are all these different schools and branches of thought in terms of the philosophy and the practice and the discipline of meditation. There's Zen Buddhism as well, which is a little bit more rigorous, a little bit more disciplined, or a little harsher, let's say. It's a Japanese lineage, I think. And then, but anyways, the act of simply sitting down and shutting the fuck up is like listening to the universe. You could say the universe, you could say God, you could say yourself, you could say just nature. But the act of prayer is asking a question, pleading for something. It's a plea. It's an invitation. It's an exhortation. It's some kind of like help. It's a cry. It could be just a check-in. It could be like, hello, moon lady, are you up there? Because I'm struggling right now. And then you sit quietly and you listen to the moon lady.
Hey, moon lady.
Hey, moon lady, I'm noticing your deliciously beautiful moon surface out there tonight. I wonder if you got any advice for me at the present time.
I'm struggling.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm struggling.
You just, I imagine you. This is the Craig McNeil School of Prayer. You sit, you kneel right by the bed. You have a maybe a Coors Light off in the distance, and then you have a Yankee candle in hope scented, and you say,
I'm struggling.
That's funny.
Yeah, you just summed up the heterosexual lifestyle that I adhere to.
Totally, incredibly, unabashedly heterosexual lifestyle. Of course, it's a joke, darling. But and then what
recently
happens,
decriminalized in West Hollywood. Yeah.
Very recently decriminalized homosexual lifestyles. And then I would fly through the rafters. Somehow there are rafters in your apartment.
Sure.
In a gossamer caftan, and I would say, girl, please.
Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Oh, hello there, Gregory. I didn't realize you were crying for help, you wussy wimp man.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, I'm here to spread your legs.
And you can fly.
Yeah. Do we have a cigarette?
Yeah, let's take the perfect cigarette time.
Cool.
While Brian and Craig are outside, they've asked me to relay a few pieces of information to you on their behalf. First off, they'd like to say thank you very much for all the lovely notes, comments, and artwork you've been sending their way. Secondly, they said thank you, love to all the lovely iTunes reviews. Please hit subscribe on iTunes, and also, if you're a Stitcher, Spotify, or SoundCloud customer, we're there as well. I mean, they're there. On Instagram and Twitter, it's at Katya and Craig. Of course, you can find Katya at Katya_Zamo and Craig at Videodrome Disco. That's VIDEO Drome Disco. And now, back to the show.
And are we rolling?
We are rolling,
Oh, we're
darling.
rolling on a river, darling.
Yes, on our merry way.
I love your voice. I'm obsessed.
Thank you.
And listeners at home, I'd like you to know the following fact. Craig and I are very good friends.
Yes.
However, I'm going to be honest with you.
Sure.
During my little break with reality, which is, I don't mean to downplay this. It was serious. It was very serious. I questioned the virility and the veracity of our friendship.
Really? Interesting.
I did. And you know why, though? Because I had to get back to Jenny from the block.
Uh-huh.
don't be fooled by the rocks that I don't have. I'm still whatever from the wherever. But I had to go back to Boston.
Yeah.
And I had to sort of like, you come to Hollywood, you get chewed up and spit out, as it were. I did not get chewed up and spit out. People, now I don't mean to downplay because in the wake of all of this craziness going on in Hollywood in the last year or so, whatever, people really do they get chewed up and spit out in a very real and traumatizing way.
And thorough way.
And deadly.
Yes.
Deadly. That did not happen to me. And I'm not trying to say that anybody, I can't blame, like I said before, I don't play the blame game. I just play the name game.
Yeah. It's much more fun.
It's way more fun.
Kids like it better
I
too.
blame myself, like in 90210, Kelly had to make a very difficult decision. Do I choose Brandon or do I choose Dylan? She chose herself.
That's right. That's what you have to do.
Darling, I choose myself.
That's right, darling.
Is it my sanity or is it my wallet? No. Why can't it be both?
Why can't I have it all?
Yeah, I need it all and I needed it yesterday. But I was like, is Craig really my friend? What's going on? Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
Duh.
Well, I remember when your number didn't work anymore.
Yes.
And so
I had to change my number.
And I was keeping tabs on you just through Blythe, who is assisting you with various endeavors.
And she is a woman of grace and dignity.
Indeed, yeah, she's terrific.
She's terrific.
And so I would just check in and ask, how's Brian doing?
And never like, oh, we should do this. Oh, we should do that. Oh, we should do this. Oh, we should do that. You always respected my privacy. You respected my health, and you respected our friendship with the utmost care.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Well, it's true. I mean, the most important thing was that
I didn't die.
Well, yeah. That would be number one. Number one. And number two, that you were doing okay. Because at first I was just confused as to what
the hell was going on.
That's all.
Right,
because, knowing that you'd had issues in the past, anytime there's a sort of break in communication,
it's
then
troubling.
you wonder, not to think up the worst, but you just worry.
Well, I do. I always think of the worst. I had this really morbid I had this morbid kind of defense mechanism back when I was a child. When I would go to bed, I would one thing I loved to do was imagine that certain serial killers were going to come in my room.
Did you have favorite ones?
I had Freddy. Freddy was my fave.
Okay.
I got into Jason a little bit, but my favorite one was Santa Claus.
Oh, so like Silent Night, Deadly Night Santa Claus, or just general garden variety Santa Claus?
No, I'm talking horror Santa.
Sure. Yeah.
And if any production company out there is listening, I would love to produce a movie about Santa Claus.
The true nature of Santa Claus?
Oh, yes, darling. Saint Nick as a Lucifer type, fallen from grace. But anyways, back on track. I used to imagine if I had a troubling day coming up, or I had any anxiety about what was going to happen the next school day, for example, or like I would imagine all of the worst case scenarios. Mm-hmm. Like from the triflingly trivial to the absolutely morbidly destructive and disastrous. Like, oh, there's going to be a hurricane, a typhoon, an earthquake. I'm going to lose all my clothes. My limbs will be disembodied and then like whirled back at me, beaten unconscious, and then I'll be like kidnapped, and then, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then I just imagine everything. I go down the list, and then what happened the next day was like, oh, none of that stuff happened. I'm happy.
So it's kind of like have no expectations.
No, it's expect the worst.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And achieve the mundane.
Yeah. And then it seems like a great triumph.
Yeah, it seems like, wow, we got through that.
Well,
Great job.
Yeah, thanks, woman.
Yeah, thanks, lady.
Thanks, lady.
That was a really delightful day. Now I can relax and enjoy some of your fine home-cooked meals.
Until this evening when I go to bed and worry about all the bad things.
Yes.
I think that's pretty common. People think the worst.
I think it's called catastrophizing.
Disaster planning or something like that.
Yes. Expect the worst.
Well, it's also a way to distract yourself. We were talking about this
you
in
just
a way
mentioned
before.
That. Yeah. I don't do that anymore, though. What happens now is when I go to bed, I like to just go to bed. Mm-hmm. Sounds deceptively simple, doesn't it, Craig?
I think you're leaving something out.
Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you my bedroom routine. I do all this stuff. I sit down in my bed and I just sleep.
Do you listen to anything while you go to sleep?
Sometimes I listen to a white noise machine. That's on my phone. Mm-hmm. I put my phone on airplane mode.
Okay.
Or I just put it on silent. Always.
Yeah.
I always have my phone on silent.
So what about with alarms? Do you set an alarm on the phone?
No.
You don't need an alarm, though, right?
I don't
you
need
get
an
up
alarm.
at 5?
I get up. I pop up around 6, give or take about an hour. Mm-hmm. These days, and what I like about this podcast is that I have I'm sort of accountable for I love to just flap my gums and tell you what's going on like it's always gone on that way.
Yeah.
But that's not the case. So, but nowadays, I pop up around 5:36 and I just get up. I make my bed, and then I just go.
Have you ever had times in your life where it not was hard to get out of bed, but it was a little bit of a chore?
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, when I hated myself.
Uh-huh.
I hated everything about myself. I hated my life. Now, the world's just too interesting.
Do you find that it just helps to just do, as you said before, like just even if you're in a bit of a low mood,
you just do it. You got to go do it. Nike's in business for a reason.
Yeah,
you just do it.
You just get up out of bed, get ready.
You just got to do it.
Day.
Nancy, Barbara, Stacy, Catherine, Leslie, if you're listening there at home, you just got to do it. Right. You want to lose 5 pounds? Do it.
And so if you find that you're just sitting around aimlessly.
Sure.
Yeah.
But then sit around aimlessly. Be aimless.
Get into it. Marathon something. Yeah.
Marinade. You know, like if you can marinade in your marathon of laziness, I say just be disgusting.
But do it full on.
Do it. There's a great expression, like a kind of a psychobabbly expression that says, just be where your feet are.
That's not
be
bad.
Where your feet are.
Sure.
Where are your feet, Nancy? Listen, now, if you don't have any feet, be where your calves are.
Or, yeah.
And if you don't,
be where your body.
Be where your body. Be where the relevant limbs are.
Right.
You know, be where your head is.
As applies to you.
But not your head. Be where your skull is.
Okay.
Right? Because your head is always in the clouds or down in the dumps or around the corner.
Or a week ahead.
A week ago.
Yeah, that's bad
or on
too.
some kind of greener stretch of grass. The gentle rolling hills of Ireland. Please visit today.
Did you find a lot of this stuff was reaffirmed, or you were reminded of it when you were in rehab without the phone and recentering?
Yeah, and it was charged when I saw the ghost. The ghost said, "Shh," and I think what the ghost was trying to tell me, I think of it as an angel.
Okay.
I don't think of it as a demon because I wasn't scared. I was possessed by a demon. Absolutely possessed by a demon because I started having visions of dead folks.
Really?
Hanging from trees. Yeah. And it's like that sounds like a morbid fantasy. To me, it was a vision of the past where I was kind of mourning this concept of my involvement in as a person on earth. Like, whereas like, what have I done? What am I doing? Where am I going? Where have I been?
Yeah.
And I sort of tapped into all of this really rich history that is extremely violent. I used to read books about Russian history. I used to read books about American history. I don't read anymore. I need to get reading. I need to read more books, but I've read a lot of books. And so I have these flashes of vision of, slaves hanging from trees, of people shoveled into the Gulag archipelago in the Soviet Union, of furnaces in World War II. I have these horrific visions of these imagery.
Yeah.
That I wasn't there, but these imaginings in my head, because when I read it, I imagined it and it all came flooding back. And so nowadays, when I think about structural racism in the United States of America, it's not a hot button topic. It is a traumatic lesson.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not like, these are sins that the country has not collectively paid for. We haven't paid for these sins. These are horrific events that the culture and the country has not made reparations for. Slavery, the country is built on slavery, but we haven't said, hey guys, what the fuck? Collectively, we are sorry and we're going to make this right. We never did that. Germany, that's a different story.
Yeah.
There's a very serious and grave sense of shame that pervades that culture.
Right.
That people grow up knowing about the Holocaust.
Yeah.
And there ain't nobody ever going to forget about that.
Yeah.
But with slavery here, you can't find a cohesive curriculum taught in schools about what happened and why. So that's really disturbing to me in the United States of America. But, every culture has its
baggage.
It's
shame.
It's bloody baggage and it's horrific, shameful past. Horrific. I think I invented that word, but it's horrific, shameful past. And I have my own past, but it's not about horror and shame. It's about fear. And my past is about reconciling the fact that I was afraid of everything. I had an event where I believed that I died. And
Would
now,
this be the cardiac event?
Yeah. I believed that I died, and then my nervous system was recharged and replenished and rebooted.
Yeah.
And then now I have no fucking fear. And how do I sort of negotiate that reality in the entertainment business?
Oh, right. How do you maintain that level-headedness in a berserk
It's not even
machine?
Level-headedness. It's sort of just a empty-headedness.
Well, yeah, but that's not bad though. Whatever works.
No. Yeah, whatever works. But who knows if it's going to work? You know, I don't even know what I want to do per se right now. I know I'm an artist, and I
Yeah.
can say that now unironically.
Sure.
You know,
did you always feel before like you were kind of goofing when you said it?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I was like, I didn't have because you know why? Because I felt that although many people appreciated my quote unquote work, and people would use that expression, and in the art world, you know, the art world is a really weird place.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's now more than ever, it's in this, we don't even know what is going on with art right now. So, you know, who makes money? Who is beautiful? Who makes beautiful things? Who makes things that are provocative? Who makes money? It's all wrapped up in this like bizarrely nebulous, instantly recognizable and marketable but not marketable, and lucrative but not lucrative, ever-changing marketplace of like value and not value and truth and not truth. It's like, what the fuck is even art in America, or it's what is art globally? Because it's a global marketplace. It has been for a long time, but it's like, who the hell has the right to call themselves an artist unironically?
There's two ways of thinking about that, right? Anyone who actually makes art can call themselves an
But
artist.
then what the fuck is art, Craig?
Well, yeah, but I was going to say the other aspect of it is similar to musicians who can call themselves professional musicians or not.
Yeah.
Professional being you make money from it.
Well, right. Professional. Yeah. And that's all that means. Like, I always get tickled when people say, well, girl, I'm a professional. It's like, honey, if you sell corn on the street and make $5, you're a professional.
Sure.
You know, and that is not to malign the names of lovely corn sellers, by the way.
No,
Never,
of course
please.
not. No,
Because
but there's amateur corn sellers.
There's
and they
amateur
can't
corn
be-
sellers, and they don't know how to manage their business. By that definition of, if we're going to talk about, you know, people, you could say, I'm an artiste, darling. And then people are like, yeah, your work sucks. But that's critics.
Yeah.
So
there's always going to be someone who says
there's
your work
always going to be a
sucks.
critic. Yeah, exactly. And usually any artist worth his salt is going to be his own worst critic. I know that's a cliche, but
some cliches are that
they're
because
there
they're
for
true.
a reason. Yeah. And if we're going by success and by monetary value and by acclaim, well then, yeah, bitch, I've been a fucking artist, and I don't really have any bones about saying that now.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad about it, because I just don't like. I've always been very wary of people who say, like, for example, if I'm in an Uber, I've always like, okay, I take Ubers a lot, or
Sure.
Lyfts, or cabs. I've been I get driven around for money, and you know, I'm not rich, but like I don't drive. I can drive. I just don't I don't own a car because it doesn't make sense for me right now. So I take a lot of rides, and you know, I love to chat with the people.
Sure.
And this is how I'm learning Spanish now, because it's too easy. It's too easy to get a free sort of Spanish lesson if you're a friendly fucking person.
Sure, okay.
And so, estoy tratando de aprender español. And I don't know much of it yet. But so anyways, as I say, what do you do for work? And I say, I've never said, well, I'm an artist. Because then they're like, oh, what do you do?
Yeah.
And I say, oh, well, well...
Well, that's always the catch too. Like, for instance, if you're at a fundraiser or something and someone asks you what you do, if you don't say what you do, or whatever it is, even if it's a made up thing with confidence, they don't believe you.
Exactly. So I say, oh, I'm an entertainer. But
Yeah.
it depends on my mood.
Okay.
Because I've never said I'm a comedian.
Sure.
Ugh, that is the worst thing to do. You never say you're a comedian, because then they're like, oh my God, tell me a joke. And then I say, this is the joke. This is from my friend Kristen Joyce. She told it to me years and years and years ago. She just had a baby. Congratulations, Kristen. Congratulations. But she said, this is so gross, and I'm not going to attribute the joke to her because I think we heard it from somebody else. However, here it
She
goes.
was passing along.
She was passing along a filthy and disgusting joke.
Sure.
What did the gay necrophiliac say about his ex-lover?
What?
That rotten asshole split on me again. Isn't that disgusting?
That's vile.
It's vile, darling. It's wretched and rotten and
Yes.
gutted.
Only tell that at the country club, dear. Don't.
Darling, it's the Gila monster of locker room humor.
Yes, keep it away from the dinner party. Thank you.
Oh, what's next? What course are we having? But yeah, the Komodo
soup.
dragon. This is a Komodo dragon, darling.
A little bit tough, but it's passable.
I'll take the steak tartare out in the garage. But yeah, so but it's you just it depends on what I say. Like sometimes I just say, oh, I'm an actor. And they say, oh, what have you been in? And I say, oh, well, these 3 things. And they're like, oh, I never heard of it. And then we stop talking.
Yeah.
And that's great because everybody in Hollywood is an actor.
Sure.
And if you say, like, what do you do? Oh, I help people. And they're like,
Oh,
well,
who have you helped?
Yeah. And I say, 1.1 mil on Instagram. And then they say, oh my God, well, I have a podcast, and then like, and it's this whole pissing contest.
Well, yeah, it can go. It's a funny thing when people ask you what you do. Sometimes people are genuinely interested, and sometimes they're just looking for a way to outclass you.
Yes, or get something from you.
Yeah, that's true
But
too.
see, I love that. I say, rob me, darling, because I'm unrobbable.
Yeah, well, that's true. People can't take
They can't
or
take anything
steal
from
your
you.
shit if you don't
No.
let them.
No, of course not. And I actually had, for a very short time, back when I was a hooker, I was robbed a couple times.
But actual straight up robbing, like cash.
Cash stolen. Yeah. But here's the twist, though. Y'all wanted a twist. Cash stolen and then delivered. I was paid with my own money. Can I tell this story?
Please, yeah,
Oh my
because we
God.
didn't really get it last week.
Okay.
We talked a little bit about how you went into a hooking career after
Yes.
a long, long dry spell.
Yes.
In your 20s.
Yes.
No, I'm just sort of
Yeah.
backing
You're
up
backing
to
up.
that.
Yep. Mhm.
So then now you're, for the story, you are hooking for how long?
I'm a couple months into it.
Okay.
So I had a year of hooking. After
Okay.
a long year of hooking, darling.
Yes.
Thank you, Kennedy Davenport. So I took a trick. Now I wiggled. So I was down in the bar, and this is where I would do a show, like say on a Wednesday night. I believe
Okay.
it happened on a Wednesday night. This old grandpa. He was probably in his 60s. Very wiry young man. Old man.
I was going to say.
Yeah, but he had the energy of a young man. He had the body of a grandpa.
Gotcha.
He was turnt. This Gramps was turnt. Okay, he was crunk and lit.
Crunk Gramps.
Crunk Gramps was turnt and lit, and he wanted to rummage around in my toolbox.
I see.
Okay,
yes.
so he said, "Hey, lady, how much do I get for a roll in the hay?" And I said, "Well, darling, that's going to cost you, I don't know, $200. And he said, "I've got 100. What'll that get me?" And I was like, "Ugh, follow me, darling." And so we go up to my apartment.
Which, just to remind listeners, you only did in-calls, never
I
out
did
calls.
never out calls, darling. I'm not a slut. I'm a whore. No, so I don't travel in drag because, girl, really, no. Click clack on those cobblestones in Boston. It's not a cute look.
No.
And also it's not safe.
No.
It's not even that it's not safe. For me, I never felt unsafe. It's just that it's inconvenient.
Well, and also the probability of risk on an out call is significantly higher.
It's significantly higher. And if you're listening at home, I don't mean to downplay. I mean, listen, the life of a transsexual or transvestite hooker is fraught with threats of violence.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'm not trying to like sugarcoat it, but I am going to sugarcoat it because my experience was sugary. Okay, and people do deserve to know that prostitution is not a death sentence,
Right.
And prostitution is illegal. So there's that.
Yeah.
So maybe that'll deter you if you want to be deterred, but also be safe about it if you're going to do it because, honey, it's the oldest profession in the book.
If you want to be deterred, be deterred.
Yeah, be deterred, darling. Be deterred.
Be proudly deterred.
Oh, I didn't see what you were doing there, and now I do, darling. You're a piece of shit, darling. No, I'm not. I'm just deterred. That's Rue's laugh. Do you hear that? Rue does that.
that was.
I
Is that
steal
the
people's laughs.
That's the Philadelphia deterred. I
Yes.
think.
Yeah. That's it. Oh my gosh. I do laugh like Rue because I listen to her podcast. I
Well,
steal her laugh.
Influence is influence.
Yeah. I
So-
love Rue. Thank you, Rue. I love you.
So, Crunk Gramps.
Crunk Gramps was lit and turned.
Yeah.
Let me tell you why. He was trying to rummage around in my toolbox, as I said, and then so we get up into my apartment. I have a stack of ones. Now this is where all the hookers who are listening are gonna be like, "Girl, what the fuck was wrong with you?" And I'm like, "Girls, I am sorry, but I was a fledgling young prostitutka." and I didn't negotiate the sordid topic of coin right at the top of the show.
Oh, okay.
Which is you get the money first, ho.
Yeah.
You get the money first, bitch, before they walk in the door.
And you work out all the terms.
You work out the terms. You say this is on the menu. So
Gotcha.
it does bear. It does. Let me tell you what I do. Do. And what I should
deterred.
do. Yeah. Do deterred. The Philadelphia
Darling,
deterred.
look who's here.
Yeah.
Do deterred.
That's comedy. That's funny. Oh my God. Is that Didi? No, honey, that's Doo-doo.
Doo-doo,
Doo-doo
please, darling.
deterred.
Yeah, you remember
She's the
Doo-doo.
new girl on the block. The nude girl. The nude girl in the
You met
the
her at
nude
the
girl
spa,
in town.
darling.
Yeah. That's it. So anyways, what I would do is I would organize my thing online, but oftentimes I would solicit in person because I love to read somebody. I love to get a sense of what their energy is and what
Yeah.
they want to do.
Sure.
Absolutely. Because I love the flirt. I love the chase. I love the game.
Would there be any times where when you were reading them in person, you'd think, no.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, that's a big part of it then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And the first time, oh my gosh, I can't remember. It's all coming back to me like Celine had talked about. The first time, the accidental hooker.
Oh.
So this was a guy who came into the bar and he was in his business suit. Okay. So he was looking for trouble.
Yeah.
Because when they're coming after work, they want a quick Jack and Coke and they want to get into some business. And this guy came up and he was turned, crunk, and lit.
TCL.
Ugh. TLC.
TLC.
Yes. And he wanted it from me. Hello. And so I brought him upstairs and he had some business on his ding-a-ling. Oh, yes, God.
You're talking about some kind of growth?
I'm talking about some kind of sexually transmitted infectious disease.
That presented itself as a sore.
He was not a stud, darling. He was a stid. And it's presented as some kind of sores. Some kind of schmutz and schmaltz on the ding-a-ling.
Yeah.
So what I did is like, oh, honey, I will not go downtown, Julie Brown, on that thing.
Yeah.
But, I'll wiggle a little.
Sure.
I'll give you a little peep show.
Yeah.
And he jacked it while I was like, wee. Frida fries. And then, so I did that and he left $40 tucked into my pillowcase. But I didn't know it was a trick.
Oh,
I thought it was just a little bit of a...
Yeah, a little bit of fun.
Yeah, so I brought him upstairs. I was like, I'm feeling frisky.
Yeah.
So I was going to just give him a blowjob.
Yeah.
Just for free.
Sure.
But then he put $40 on the dresser, but it was tucked into my little couch cushions. And I said, dun, 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 I'm a hooker. And then the rest is herstory. Stay tuned for the book. It's coming. Hopefully. And so it was great. But the Gramps, he took money off of my dresser to pay me with, $40, and then had the audacity to look into my pretty blue eyes and say, I'll be back for the rest. Like, I'll go to the ATM now. And do you want to know the extent of my depraved naivete, Gregory?
Please.
I waited at the door for him.
Oof, how long?
Like 40 minutes.
Oh.
It was so humiliating.
Sure.
You
realized about what, minute 15 that you're probably not going to see him?
I don't know. I waited a little longer.
Yeah,
I was like, well, maybe he's just got lost.
Yeah, maybe he got lost.
Maybe he got lost on his way back to Oz. Maybe he clicked his shoes just 4 times and didn't. Yeah. I don't know. I was like, son of a bitch. And then I was so afraid of confrontation at that point that I was like, well, maybe I was thinking all sorts of things. Cut to the next scene. Same guy, 6 months later, comes into the bar, comes right up into my face for another round, doesn't even know it's me. That's how crunk, turned, and lit he was.
Yeah, that seemed to be his way
turned,
of being.
lit, and crunk. Thank you very much, Barbara. Please bring me the facts.
So what happened when he reappeared?
I said, no. That's all. But I didn't, I wanted to sock it to him. And also wanted to say, where's my $60, bitch? Well, actually, where's my 100?
Yeah.
Because he owed me the full fantasy.
He paid you with your own money.
Pay me my own money, mama. Pay me with my own money. Gramps, if you're out there listening. Oh, can I tell you what I did to him?
Yeah, please.
This is where it gets a little sordid.
Okay.
This is where
we can deal with
now,
that.
Children, if you're at home, I want you to go to bed. Because the reason that I did not get all huffy and puffy was that I ate this grandpa's ass and I came before he did.
Oh, wow.
Shit.
There you go.
I ate this grandpa's ass like it was my last meal on earth.
So
And
everyone,
I loved it. It was depraved and lecherous and lewd and lascivious. And I said, ow, I'm going to eat this grandpa's ass because it was clean.
Okay.
He had a clean grampy ass.
He was
and
crunk,
I said,
turned, and lit,
ow,
but clean.
But clean. He was crunk, turned, and clean, serene, so nasty and so mean. I ate his ass. Yes, I did. And I said, ow. And I came.
So
I saw he conquered the wallet.
yeah.
But it was cute. I liked it. It was fun. I mean, I would never do it again though.
Well,
because
right.
I'm not about eating free grampy ass. Who does that? All that?
Well,
Nobody.
Who would have list that? I'm into long walks on the beach
And eating clean
grandpa
grampy
ass.
But you know what though? Grandpa ass got to get ate.
Yeah, someone's got to eat it.
Someone's got to eat it. It's true. Everybody, listen. You love a grandpa out there? You raise your hand. Oh, hello, Sarah. How are you today?
Wave for us, Sarah.
Yeah, darling. You look great without those glasses. Wonderful. Oh Lord.
Get new frames and you'll be fine. So
Ask your doctor if eating clean. Ask your doctor if eating clean, crunk, turned, and lit grandpa ass is for you.
check into it first. There might be side effects that you're not looking at right now.
There might be cataracts and glaucoma coming your way.
Those are communicable, I think.
Yes, they are not.
So you never made that mistake again with leaving the money out.
Hell to the motherfucking no, bitch.
How soon after that happened did you realize that you had been paid with your own money?
Oh, frighteningly too long. I mean,
okay.
I am such a dumbass. When I make a mistake, I like to go full hog. I like to just make all the mistakes in the book.
Like I said, you want to just do it.
Let's do it. We're going to do it wrong. Let's do it wrong all night.
Really wrong.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because then you learn.
That's
and then
true.
you're like, oh my gosh. It's, they say insanity is repeating the same things and expecting different results.
Right.
I changed up my game real quick, real fast. Yeah. And so what I don't do is when I'm a hooker, when I was a hooker, let's be honest, when I was a hooker, I didn't like to use illegal drugs because you don't want to be under the influence of a narcotic that is going to jeopardize your safety.
Right, because it can cloud your judgment.
It clouds your judgment, and it also clouds your ability to literally see and feel and hear.
Yeah.
And if something should happen to you, that motherfucking trick is not going to call the police. And he's not going to call the ambulance.
No.
He's going to bounce and you are going to die.
And also your ability to detect danger
is weakened. And also your ability to say yes, no, maybe, and what the fuck are you doing is in extreme flux.
Did you ever have someone up at your place and then start to get a sense that maybe they were a little dangerous or anything like that?
Never.
So you would figure that out before going up.
Yeah. And the thing is that, it depends on who you are, how you operate, where you live, what you got going on, what you're trying to do. There's a whole host of factors that go into being a small business woman, and it's about careful vetting.
Yeah.
You have to say, who the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? When are you coming over? And what the fuck do you want to do? And this is how fucking much. But you got to watch out for that because there's entrapment.
Oh, okay. Did you ever have any?
No.
Okay.
I've fucked many cops though.
Oh, okay.
Many cops, not for money. I fucked a few for money.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Mostly for glory.
Mostly for glory. Yeah, mostly for glory. We say glory.
Oh, glory?
Glory. Yeah, mostly for glory.
See, I'm just learning.
Yeah, of gods and glory.
Yes.
But yeah, I had there was a canine cop once. His name was Vinny. And he was a canine cop. He had a dog in his car when he came up in full uniform with a gun strapped to him, and he pulled out his wiener through his fly.
Wow.
He didn't even do me the justice he didn't even do me the courtesy, darling, of pulling down his trousers because of course the gun was there. But he didn't even unbutton. He just unzipped and the wiener came out and she was small, mama. She was small.
See, that's surprising to me because when you were first telling that story, I thought, well, okay, he must have been heavily endowed or well endowed. Because basically, if someone's not that well endowed, you'd think that they'd want to remove any layer of clothing or any kind of...
That's a very good point. Any barriers to the side.
Yeah, exactly.
They want to get right to the base of the issue. Yeah,
Right.
Exactly. But no, and also, I do not suck wieners when it's just peeping out through with a pant zipper because you could get your lip caught in that zipper.
That's true. Yeah.
You can't deep throat a zipper. No, thank you very much, Barbara. Please undo those pants.
Well, because you have to also then sort of be thinking about things you don't want to be thinking about while you're in the act of.
And also, I'm thinking about the canine in his car.
That's true.
Get back to your dog,
Was it a hot
Mary.
summer day or was it?
No, it was a cold summer night.
What was Boston?
It was a cold winter's night. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. But I got chased by the UPS man once. Oh,
How
yes,
did that
I
happen?
did. I was walking home from another club down to just trotting along on the cobblestones like I do, like as a woman does. And I was walking home one night by myself. And this fucking UPS truck literally just screeched. I mean, he was coming at me.
Yeah.
He wanted the puss.
Okay.
He wanted the toolbox. He wanted it yesterday.
He wanted it all.
He wanted it all. They all want the doll. And I was like, what the fuck? I mean, he wanted to employ my services.
He had a package to maneuver.
Yes, he did, darling. And he did. I don't know if he had a purse to throw at me, but he, I booked it, went in my thing, and he knocked on my door for a good 20 minutes.
Wow, that's amazingly aggressive.
Aggressive and also scary.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
At that point, you're not going to open the door after 10 minutes. Oh, well, you've been persistent.
Yeah,
so
you've
you're
been
rewarded.
persistent. So where do you want to talk terms now? He's going to lunge at me and he's going to try to get into my little candy jar. No.
You seem to be a sensible patron because you chased me with your vehicle and now you're knocking on my door. So you win.
Next time you want to get that aggressive, make sure I'm out of the house, throw a brick into my window with a couple of 50s attached to it and a note that says, I got more of these 50s.
Yeah.
And also, I know a window guy.
Yeah, you need another window guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to have a repair plan.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, Barbara, please. I do love a persistent gentleman caller.
Yeah?
Because they show up.
So how persistent? Define persistent because...
Well, persistent is, hello, are you there? Hello, are you ready? Hello, can I come over?
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Give your dick to me. Give it to me. Oh, my God. Hello?
Hello?
You can give your dick to the laundry. You can give your head to the cook, whatever it says. Barbara Markay, what did you say? So, no, but...
I wonder if we could get Barbara Markay on the podcast.
Barbara, please.
Please, Barbara.
Please,
We're your
Barbara.
biggest fans.
We are your biggest, most lewd and lascivious fans.
And for listeners, I'm sure you know
Hello.
if you're listening to this, Barbara Markay, of course, is the songstress known for Give Your Dick to Me and It's All Right to Fuck All Night.
And it's okay to suck all day.
That's true.
And that is the baseline of my operational activity.
You go start there and then move upwards.
Yeah. It's all right to fuck all night. Because it is all right. It's not okay, but it's all right. And it's okay, but it's not all right to fuck all day. Suck all day. Sorry.
Suck all day. Yeah.
So the borders between what is okay and all right become porous when it involves fucking and sucking.
That's right. Yeah. Especially on the clean versions of those songs.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah. But America, put on your dancing shoes.
Yeah, put on your dancing shoes. We've had enough of all that pilgrim jive.
Yeah.
Because they're dead and we're alive.
That's right. Exactly. Exactly. Words to live by.
Oh, my God. Well, Craig, I need a cigarette.
Okay. That's fair.
Okay.
That's a fair deal. All right. We'll be, this might be the end of episode 1 for this week.
You think so?
I mean, episode 3, for God's sakes.
I cannot believe it's already been 3 episodes.
I know.
I would like to politely encourage you to live in the light of Christ. And that's a metaphor. I just want you to be joyful, radiant, and gifted like you already are.
Oh, well, thank you. I'll take that on. I'll consider it over the break.
Okay.
And, we'll see you soon, listeners.
We'll see you soon. It's Whimsically Volatile. Oh. Bye.
Hello? I am better than a machine. I am better than a machine. Hello? Hello? You can give your clothes to the laundry. You can give your head to your coke. You can give your love to your mother. And baby, that ain't no joke. You can give your heart to your music. And if you ain't too blind to see, they sure know how to use it, baby, so give your dick to me. I'll give your dick to me. Give it to me. I'll give your dick to me. Give it to me. Hello? I am better than a machine. I am better than a machine. I am better than a machine. Give your dick to me. Give it to me. I'll give your dick to me. Give it to me. Hello? When you're just a middle-aged musician, you may think that this is all a big bore. But when you do it in all them positions, baby, you open my pores. Well, you better hurry up or you'll lose it. Then we'll use to be 103. But you sure know how to use it now. So give your dick to me. I'll give your dick to me. Give it to me. I'll give your dick to me. Give it to me.